Hey everybody, Matt Hartman here again for Drunkard's Walk. Thanks so much for listening, and thank you to Jesse L.E. for our theme music and Nick Jaramillo for our artwork. Well, here we are, everybody. It is episode 150. Can you believe it? We've done 150 episodes, and boy, it feels like we just started yesterday. Or maybe it feels like it's been going on forever. I don't know. I can't tell. You know, the pandemic made it so that time didn't feel like it existed anymore, and we're just getting back into the swing of that whole thing. But anyway, we hope that you enjoy this episode. If you do and you'd like to be a guest and give us a topic suggestion, go ahead and do that on our link tree. That's linktr.ee/drunkardswalk. You can also find all of the links to all of our other great things there, like our merch, our Patreon, so on and so forth. And hey, if you'd like to give us a review, we would love that. It gets the word out, and it helps get us a couple of more listeners. Thanks so much, and enjoy episode 150.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting, exhilarating episode of Drunkard's Walk, the podcast. This is a podcast, and I gotta say, this is a particularly special episode because normally it's just some bullshit that we do, but this one is special. This one is the 150th episode, and I could not possibly take on that burden by myself. I need a stalwart companion. I need a capo di tutti capi. I need a man by my side. I need a Robin to my Batman. And that person who is on my right hand, but still somehow lesser in rank from me, is Matthew J. Hartman. Matt, welcome. Say hello to the people.
Jethro, hello, everyone. And again, my middle initial, not J, as we've spoken of many times before. But I am very excited about that. This is, folks, this is what everything has been building to. Like, everything has been prelude to this. And we have done those other episodes, and we've wandered our way through them, and we've limped our way around, and we've said things here and there that mean nothing. This is it. We started this, Jethro, I don't know if you remember, we started this back in 2020, and I said to you,
oh my God,
if we can get to 150, that's when we can really kick it into high gear, and we can really do the things that we want to do. Stuff.
You said no such thing.
No, I did. Remember all the brainstorming we did, all of the ideas, all of the powerful forces that we were going to use.
No,
there was 150 is where we do it, buddy.
No, so if I can relate my perspective, there was zero thought put into this. Mm-hmm. This was a pandemic baby that was like, oh my God, we're gonna die. Right. We're bored. Mm-hmm. Can we get online and do something? Yeah. And then we were both like, I guess this'll do. Uh-huh. And then we, for some reason, have continued to commit to it. And we've ended up here. That's my recollection.
Is that right?
Of how shit has played out.
I don't know. I forget a lot of things, so I'm not sure if either of ours, both of our stories could be true, as far as I'm concerned. Because I don't remember which one it was. You know what I did find out though recently? I was noting that. By the way, Jethro, you didn't introduce us as one of the top 45 wiki podcasts on the internet.
My apologies. I should have led with that. By the way, so was it FeedSpot? That was the website that was like, so I have been assaulted by FeedSpot emails in the last week. I had to unsubscribe from them because I was like, that's just far too aggressive. Wow. But anyway, FeedSpot, a website you've never heard of.
Right. A blog. Let's be clear. A blog.
Excuse me, blog. Yeah. Because blog and website, two very different things.
Very different things. Very different. Yes.
So yeah, they've heralded us as one of the top 45 Wikipedia-based podcasts, which if that isn't enough qualification for you, then God bless.
Well, we dropped a spot. Actually, I noticed that last week we had risen from 12 to 10, and we have dropped down to 11, which I don't understand because we just had the most downloads of our season on this last episode. So I don't know what they're using to count or rank us. But anyway, that's where we are. But what I discovered on that page, Jethro, is that there's another podcast very similar to ours called the Wikipedia Wanderers. All right. And I had never heard of this, and I looked it up, and it is I believe they're based in the UK, and it is a walk through Wikipedia, but only football topics. And when I say football, of course, I mean soccer. And it is on like that. The whole show is centered around football, but they only go to football pages. But they do the same thing we do. They have a starting place and an ending place, and then they have to get there using the links. And I was like, did we steal their idea? No, we didn't. They started in 2021. They stole our idea.
I mean, I don't think it was original when we did it. I
Stole it.
like.
Yeah, they did. That's right, Jethro. Thank you for agreeing with me.
You misread me entirely.
I'm so excited about this being 150, Jethro. I started drinking early because of that. I'm already into it.
That's adorable. That for this episode, I've been doing that for like the last 149 episodes.
Right. Which is, see, I told you. Now we can start. Now I can do the
show
things
up
that you
lit.
do. That's what I always say about you. Well, buddy, I thought we should do something really special for 150. I mean, if you remember what we did on our 100th episode? Tell them, Jethro, what we did on 100. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I totally remember.
Yeah, tell them about that.
Oh, God, it was so special. Mm-hmm. What we did was we had Rob Iera as our guest, and we went to the Sanborn Maps.
Mm-hmm.
That was a grand old time, that one. And I'm not just saying this because I'm looking at the spreadsheet and reading words that are written there. It's because I truly remember it, it lives in my heart forever.
So special, so special. Yeah, I think what happened was we didn't even realize it was the 100th episode or something along those lines. Not that Rob's Rob's a great person to have on
a good
100th episode, but he didn't have the kind of Drunkard's Walk clout that I felt we needed for 150. I felt we really needed to find somebody who not only were we going to be excited that they were here, but they might actually be excited to be on as well.
It's that narrows it down greatly because very few people care about our podcast.
That's right. So that means that our number one fan already knows who I'm talking about.
What?
He's listening right now, and he knows what's coming here.
What?
But I reached out, Jethro, and I was able to get him. I was able to land none other than Dave Fiveman. Dave Fiveman, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, everybody, it's me, the Fiveman.
Dave Fiveman, how are you doing, sir?
So good. It's so good to be back in this alternate reality, which is no longer an alternate reality timeline because I've made my life here. I love it.
Did you?
Yeah,
you settled in?
It's a great Earth.
Oh,
I love it.
Well,
welcome. You got air here. You got water. You got Netflix.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You just didn't have Netflix?
No. It was this horrible sphere that would come out of the TV and stab you in the brain.
Oh, gee.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's kind of like what Netflix does.
It's kind of like Netflix. Plus, it's $15.99 a month.
Oh no.
First part.
Oh. Yeah, that's a lot to pay for that.
It is a lot.
Well, have you adopted Dave Forman's name? And taken...
It's got none's the wiser. Let me just say, hush, hush, wink, wink. If you know what I mean.
Sure.
Don't blow my cover here.
No, by being on the podcast, David absolutely will not blow your cover.
No, not at all.
No one is listening. The FBI
I can truly be myself.
Podcast.
That's right. I can rest assured, no one will know.
Well, that's good. Then we can start start calling you Dave Forman again. I mean, again for the first time. For
you guys are my real friends,
right? Sure.
So call me Fiveman.
Okay. All right, Fiveman. You got it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody else calls me Dave Forman because they don't know. They look at me and they're like, "What's this guy? It's a regular schlub that we've known the whole time." But you guys, you saw me explode. You saw me travel through the timeline. You saw me save all of existence.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was a bonding experience. A happy 150. Sorry about 162, but happy 150. Yeah.
Oh no! What happens at 162?
I'm sure that will never happen. In this timeline.
Oh no!
It's all right.
That's all the way.
Don't worry.
That's close enough that I should worry.
You'll be fine. Don't worry.
Season 11. What could possibly go wrong between now and then?
Fair enough.
Plus, you guys are number 11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't feel as comfortable as I did.
I mean, we could always
150.
We could always have a tremendous hiatus before we do season 11.
Oh yeah, who knows when that could be?
That's true. That's true. It could be
certainly
years
not
from now.
December 2026.
Wow. I mean, if that's very specific.
Wait, I'm trying to figure out. Are we in Trump 1 right now?
Oh no!
No. Oh no! The fact that you said Trump 1,
oh
that
no!
implies that Trump 2. Did he Grover Cleveland?
He didn't not Grover. Let's just say this. He William Howard Taft. Does that make sense?
Oh, did he?
Stuck in a bathtub? Is he?
Yeah. Did he require?
He got stuck in a bathtub.
Hey, by the way, if you're listening to this, it's before the November elections. Don't vote for a convicted felon. How about that? How about that?
Funny you say that.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Don't vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I don't care if they overturn it. I don't care what bullshit happens. Don't vote for that MRFer at all.
You're in good company.
Here we go. All right.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for us to all move to Canada together in mid-November of this year.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Well, I got a van. Jump in the RV. We'll go up. We'll take a little drunkard's walk ourselves.
Sweet. I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, we are delighted to have you back here on the show. You know, you and your predecessor have been involved in many of our seasons. You've given us amazing topic suggestions. You have been absolutely our number one fan. So you might be the 5 man, but you're the number 1 man in our hearts all the time, buddy.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you being here. And hopefully, I mean, you may be, aside from my parents, the only person who's listened to all the episodes.
No.
I don't know that even Jethro has listened to all the episodes. So,
oh God, no, I'm not a fan.
And I'm talking about even the unreleased episodes. And not only that, the Twitch episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Remember that?
We're going way back.
That was that Christmas special that we did.
Love it. I love what you guys do. Truly, honestly, and just completely from my heart. It means so much to me that you guys keep doing this week after week, year after year. The entertainment that you provide, it's something I look forward to every single week. And I truly, truly miss it when you're on hiatus in between seasons. But the fact that you keep this going, it means so much to me. And thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of it.
Yeah, that earnestness is something that it's difficult to respond to with my trademark sarcasm. So I thank you, Dave. It is always a balm on my jaded, cynical heart when you express such genuine appreciation for what we do.
Well, thank you.
And I wish there were 9 million more of you so we could actually make a living off this goddamn thing.
Good news.
You stubbornly refuse to give us $200,000 a year.
Every time we ask,
best I can do is $10 a month.
No, well, I mean, that's fine. But with only one of you, like, what am I going to?
That's true.
Yeah,
it's hard.
You can't make a living off of $5 a week. That's $260 a year, and that is just insufficient for me to provide for my family.
I'm so sorry.
Maybe your family maybe your family should have lower expectations, Jethro. Maybe that's the idea here.
I feel like $260 a year is pretty low expectation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, so for those that are tuning into 150 as number 1, in other words, you've never listened to an episode of Drunkard's Walk before.
You think they made it this far into this episode?
I don't know if they did.
I feel like they would have turned it off by now.
But Dave, I want you to tell them what it is we do here.
We start at the last episode. So last time, of course, you listen to the last episode. You know where we ended.
Sure. And
then we have a guest on every week. And the guest comes on and provides the new destination. And then what we do, is we click on links on Wikipedia pages, sometimes in the See Also section for all you for all you walkers out there. You'll know that's new this season. That you
no. See Also has been fine. It's the external links section.
I always say that external links. Yes,
buried under the external links in the box.
Categories and external links. Links to be clicked until you arrive at your destination. Usually around, I'd say 5 to 8 to 9. On the best episodes, I would say 13 to 15, and on the worst episodes, 1 to 3.
Oh wow. You're definitely in the minority on that. On that, I think.
There is something so amazing about hearing 2 grown men just at their wits' end, just going, "We're never going to get out of this. We are trapped in this hellish landscape, and this damn website is committing us to eternal purgatory. We can't end this episode till we get to our destination."
I feel like Dave gets it.
Yeah, it's true.
It is magnificent and truly. I mean, Postmodern Jukebox, one of my all-time favorite episodes ever. And I mean, absolutely
You are a glutton for punishment.
I truly am. And Blue Peter badge, just magnificent. Absolutely magnificent.
You enjoyed that, huh? All right.
Well, I really did.
That is what happens.
Which begs the question, though. Presumably, there's a destination for this very episode.
There is. But first, before we get into the destination, I am consuming some sheepdog whiskey out of my drunkard's walk glass.
Nice.
Officially inscribed. So
I love it.
For both of you, chin chin.
You are one of a very few small number of people who have that glass.
That's true.
Treasure
That's
it.
true.
Treasure it truly.
And sheepdog, so that's the peanut butter?
It is the peanut butter.
Nice. Do you prefer sheepdog over say PB&W or Screwball?
Screwball's my favorite. I have not had PB&W. I'll have to try that.
Okay. Yeah.
But I like sheepdog a lot.
PB&W has the best bottle. It's like this, the label on it is like red and white striped, and it's got like blue lettering, and it just looks very, I mean, it looks like they're marketing to kids or something, but it's a very fun label versus the other ones. But I agree with you. I think Screwball is definitely the best of the peanut butter whiskeys. Jethro, how about you? Are you imbibing this evening?
So I'm having a delightful beverage, which is 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen.
It's 150.
It is. It's called. And I may be mispronouncing this. It's called water.
Yeah, no, that's generally correct. You're not celebrating with 150 here with us.
I feel like I've had. So my daughter just turned 21.
Oh.
So I feel like I've passed the alcohol consumption baton to the next generation. I see. And I'm trying to like cool out so that I don't kill my brain before I die.
Oh, all right. Well, that's
there we
not,
go. That's
not a bad choice.
Respect.
There we go.
It's a good idea to keep the brain alive.
Indeed. My brain, I don't want to brag, but my brain is good brain.
Okay.
Brain
nice
good.
Job.
Brain good at braining.
Sure.
And good brain. Nice podcast.
There it goes. There it goes.
What about you, Matt? Are you having a beverage?
I am having a beverage that I chose specifically because I got a text message, an urgent text message from Dave about 2 months ago, and he said they just announced what the best whiskey of the year is, the best bourbon of the year, and I was excited to find out that it was Larceny, and not just Larceny, but Larceny barrel proof, baby. So I decided, since Dave was going to be on, I had to pour myself a little bit of that. So that is what I'm drinking. Also, because you two can see I'm almost out. But guess what? Fine Wine and Good Spirits just got it back in stock. So there's 2 more bottles on the way.
Nice. I saw that same article that Larceny, because Larceny has always been a very value-oriented bourbon. Like it's $29.99 for a fifth of it, and it's a good bourbon for relatively inexpensive. But I've not yet had the barrel proof.
Well, the barrel proof is slightly more expensive, but not incredibly more expensive. I think it's a $65 bottle, and it is a very high proof. This is a 125.8. Wow. So 62.9% is what I'm drinking tonight.
Wowsies.
Yeah.
Lousy.
And what do you think? Do you love it?
Oh, I do. I do love it. I mean, you can see it's almost empty. I've actually had this bottle for quite a while because I've been like, because it hasn't been available for a while either. So I've been drinking it very slowly. And once they said, once I was able to order some more, I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's pour it out and let's get going. So now I'm going.
Glad.
You know what I mean?
Wonderful.
Yeah, you guys know what I mean. All right.
Absolutely. I know what you mean.
Well, Dave,
back to your original question.
What have you got for us, man?
So folks come on and they say, here's a person that's interesting. Here's a place that's interesting. Here's a moment in time that's interesting. And I thought, as the Drunkard's Walk superfan, self-proclaimed, how about a feeling? Something that's universal. Something that's, an idea. And that idea is the Japanese concept of kawaii. Kawaii. It is so adorable. It is cute. It is shining color, explosion, rainbow fun, Hello Kitty, magic, love, all of that good joy that comes from that you would kind of associate with the stereotypical kind of anime. That is kawaii. A young person with cat ears dancing happily to a TikTok song. That is kawaii. A tiny kitten falling on its back and making biscuits in the air. That is kawaii. A pancake that jiggles when you shake the plate and it's got a little smiley face and whipped cream on top. That is kawaii. And I would love to circle this subject and topic and find as close as we can get to that feeling of kawaii.
Wow.
I love it. That is amazing. That is
Thank
absolutely.
you.
So obviously I'm not a tremendous aficionado on Japanese culture, but when I hear kawaii, I think of two things. Number one, I think of the Hawaiian island named Kauai.
Ah, yes.
Which I vacationed on not too far ago. But also I think of like Hello Kitty, and the innocence and joy that is represented by that. Am I far afield with that, or am I sort of
nailed it?
He
Nailed
Hello
it right
Kitty.
there. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think of what was the name of that cat? That old like 8-bit almost cat with the rainbow coming out of the back of it. Nyan cat or yeah.
Nyan cat,
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm thinking of. Is that would we put that in the same
kawaii.
category?
No question.
Okay.
Has to
Awesome.
Describe that cartoon, that song. That is so
Yeah.
kawaii. Absolutely.
So it's interesting because it is spelled exactly like Hawaii, except with a K instead of an H. Is that is the name Hawaii related to this word in some way? I didn't realize that I didn't think of Hawaii as a Japanese word.
We have no idea. I have to assume something in the island Pacific language origin.
Okay.
There's an etymology there.
Okay.
But I don't think there's any connection between the way the words Hawaii and Kauai
Interesting.
Originated. That's just a guess from my uneducated guess. Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll find out. I mean, sorry, Dave. I can't believe I even am going to ask this question.
There is a
that haven't listened
Wikipedia
before.
page.
Is there? Okay, good.
Yes, there is. And it's very cute, and it repoints from a lot of very cute things. So
okay. And it's interesting because I'm a little concerned. Earlier this season, we had a mythological creature. We were going to another mythological creature. It was a very short walk. I'm concerned that this may be the same thing because we're starting at the Clutter family murders.
Oh God!
And
another happy-go-lucky, positive vibe.
Were they murdered with hugs and kisses?
Maybe.
No, they were murdered with knives.
Oh no!
Yeah, no, it was actually terrible. And okay, so this is great. These are very, very disparate topics, and it is going to be probably incredibly challenging to get there. So much so that Jethro, honestly, I don't know that this is a 2-man job. This feels like a 3-man job.
I mean, I feel like it would be virtually impossible for you and I to forge this path on our own. I feel like we need a tiebreaker. We need a voice of reason. We need somebody with some semblance of a connection to this destination topic. I only wish there was somebody who met that description, who was also entertaining and gregarious,
Jethro,
that we could have on the podcast for the duration.
I've got great news for you, buddy.
Is Rick Seaback on?
Rick Seaback is waiting on the line. Bye, Dave. We got to get Rick on here. We'll see you later, buddy.
Guys, have fun.
No,
Rick.
not that. We're gonna have Dave stick around, right?
Yes!
Dave, will you do it? Will you walk with us?
I'd love to. Thank you so much.
Good.
I would absolutely love to be there with you all. This is my dream.
Awesome. So when you have if you ever need to, and I hope you never do, need to ever make a personal ad again, I hope that you include long walks through Wikipedia as one of your likes.
It's everything. It's the dating profile headline, it's the body, and it's what I'm looking for. That's all you need to know.
Fantastic. All right. Well, then we've talked about our drinks. Yep. We've got Dave to chaperone us through this adventure. We've got one last thing to do, and that is to write down our guesses.
That's right. We do have to write down some guesses here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I think you should do the same, Jethro. And if you recall, last week, oh no, I won last. Oh, I thought we tied. We didn't. I won last week.
No, you won.
I won, and we're in the bonus round right now. So this last episode and these next 3 are for the second bet because I already won the first one.
Yay! Good job, Matt. I already knew that by listening to this. That's amazing, but I didn't know that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have.
6 minutes.
Yeah, you wouldn't have. You can't see into the past, future.
Yeah. I mean, if you were a premium Patreon subscriber, you would have gotten there. But that is, to be fair, that is $10,000 per month.
Can't afford it.
Yeah, no. It's more than that. It's up to 50. It's 50,000.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's
yeah.
You know, we got taxes and agents and lawyers.
We had to jack it up. It's shrinkflation.
Thanks, Biden.
Yeah, right.
It's
all.
I'm voting for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. because that's a responsible decision to make.
Well, I believe I'll vote for a third-party candidate.
That always goes well.
Yes. Go ahead. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's just go. You got your guess written down there. Dave, you gonna make a guess?
I did. I love making guesses.
Okay,
it
awesome.
Totally matters because I've been keeping track of all my scores and I've won 0 episodes since I've ever been on.
Well, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
All right, well let's get into it then. Let's go to the Clutter Family Murders is the name of the page, and this is obviously not an incredibly uplifting subject here because in the early morning hours of November 15th, 1959, 4 members of the Clutter family were murdered in the rural home just outside the small farming community of Holcomb, Kansas. And this is, of course, the basis for the nonfiction novel In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. In case you didn't know that.
A good time. I had no idea this is where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. It's very fascinating.
Yeah. It's comedy gold, folks.
Truly.
It really is.
We got people dying. Did you guys make a declutter joke last week?
Not at all.
Oh, well, there it is, baby.
So basically, I've got one now though. Like basically,
okay.
You pick up somebody in the house and Marie Kondo style. If they don't spark joy, you murder them.
There it is. That's what's your CSI line when you take your sunglasses off? Looks like. I love that you just burned out your audio by yelling so loud.
I do that every time. Every single time.
Loves it.
Really Capote.
I want to point out that there's an image on this page, and it's a picture of the house of their home, the site of the murders from 2009. Like, so somebody was just like, "Hey, let's go." 50 years later, let's go take some pictures of where those people died. Like, it seems
so. I will say this: it's a lovely house, and if it were listed on Zillow, like I would totally, if I were moving to Holcomb, Kansas, I would totally buy that house.
It does look nice.
There's zero part of it that's like, I'm not going to buy it because people were murdered there 50 years ago. I feel like if people were just murdered there, like 3 months ago, then I'd be like, I don't know. But I feel like 50 years, like, you're good. Move on.
That's enough time for the ghost to move on.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Okay.
You think you got to disclose that when you sell the house or buy it? You think that's like a discount? I
think that if they were murdered during the prior owner's ownership of the house, you need to disclose it. But I don't know if it happened several owners before, like that you would have to.
I think you do.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I think. I'm not basing it on fact. I'm just basing it on feeling.
Okay. Yeah. So feelings, fun stuff.
Gentlemen, I got worse
ahead.
news. I don't know if you look through this page. There are very, very few links.
Oh, I see some. I see some definite possibilities out of here.
We just need one to get out.
Yeah, it's wild. But also, I had no idea that Harper Lee, the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, was childhood friends with Truman Capote.
You didn't know that?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. And she went with him when he went to write this book.
Oh man, we covered that in the last episode, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Well, I'll learn. I guess me currently listening to this knows this, but me right now doesn't know this.
Dave, have you never heard the suspicion that he like essentially wrote To Kill a Mockingbird?
No, I've never heard that.
Oh yeah, that's like a famous thing because they were such close friends, and she like never really wrote any other books except the one that came out a lot later.
Set of Watchmen.
Right.
Yeah.
World record breaker that no one bought and everyone said was terrible.
Right. Yeah.
I guess that further adds to the belief that Truman Capote wrote it.
But also like one of the characters in To Kill a Mockingbird was based off of Truman Capote.
Oh. That shows how little I know.
There you go. Well, read a book every now and then. How about that?
I would if I had more time. There's too many episodes of Drunkard's Walk to listen to.
Oh, you turned it back around and made
that makes sense. I like what he's done. So I think there are a lot of great possibilities out of here. One of them that I want to point out as a joke is parole, because when you're paroled, that's always exciting and happy, right? So I think paroled is a possibility out of there. But my real options take us down near the bottom, where there are film and television versions of this, and there are all kinds of actors mentioned here, some of which I feel like could get us pretty close to where we're going. Like Anthony Edwards is on here. He's always a pretty upbeat dude, and unless he's in the cockpit of a airplane or the open cockpit of an airplane. Lee Pace. I mean, Lee Pace. He was in Pushing Daisies, and if there's a show that is more what this is than Pushing Daisies, I don't know what it is. So, I think those are some options at least.
I mean, I love Anthony Edwards just because I'm a big fan of Gotcha, the Cold War assassination game movie from the 1980s that replayed on HBO endlessly during my childhood.
Oh, wow.
I would say Truman Capote is a bit of a teddy bear himself.
Oh, sure.
And perhaps could get us to like some ironic Andy Warholish places, but I'm wide open. Dave, do you see
Dave, what do you think?
Well, I really saw one that I thought we should go with immediately. A little gentleman by the name of Charles Mills Manson.
Oh.
Let's look at those eyes. Those eyes don't say Kauai. I don't know what do.
So not to bring this back to Rick Seaback.
But
he told a story at a show one time where his sister dated Charles Manson. Like went on a date with Charles Manson. His sister dated him briefly, showed a picture, blew everybody's mind. We had to clean brains off the ceiling. It was incredible. It was
that was at a Drunkard's Walk show, wasn't it?
No, I feel like that was
that wasn't.
That was like in the old 811 arcade space, if memory serves.
I was definitely there for that show as well. And that picture. That was amazing. Yeah.
It was incredible.
But barring that, no, I do like the actors' ideas a lot. Lee Pace, I definitely think of Pushing Daisies as a cute, adorable show.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, definitely prolific, probably a larger Facebook, good Lord, a larger Wikipedia page, but I don't see it pointing us to anything cute. I don't think he's done any voices of lovable dinosaurs in cartoons or anything.
Oh, voices. I didn't even think about voices. Who else is on here?
Eric Roberts is here. I know he's done a lot. Scott Wilson also has done a lot. He was on Walking Dead. It's great.
Okay. I see Sandra Bullock, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Toby Jones.
Yeah. Philip Seymour Hoffman, I mean, R.I.P., but he did voices for cartoons for sure, but I think he was always a villain.
Yeah.
I want to say maybe, I don't know, that might be wrong. Daniel Craig is on here. You know what else is on here? I noticed 4-H is on here.
Is it?
As is Zenith Portable Radio.
I saw that.
And those things seemed interesting to me as well. I don't know that they're the right path, but I wanted to point them out because they seem...
So I will say portable radio could get us into like Sony in Japan and consumer electronics via non-geographical route, which is a possibility.
Maybe.
I think I want to go cute. I think I want to go a cute approach. And I think for that, let's go to a cute movie. Let's find something cute. Yeah. Okay. Let's find a cute actor. I'd throw it out there. I think maybe either Lee Pace or Philip Seymour Hoffman. I love them both. I think their bodies of work are wide enough that we could find a way out of there. Probably not Robert Blake.
Yeah, no, probably not. That's
probably not. Yeah,
you're looking for like Italian restaurants in North Hollywood that are great to commit murder from. Robert Blake is your guy.
He's the Zagat of.
He really is. So I will say this: I know nothing about Lee Pace. That name is entirely new to me.
Oh,
I think all the more reason to go there.
Yeah, maybe he's been in some Marvel movies as well. He was like one of the bad guys in some Marvel movies, and he's in the Hobbit trilogy as well.
Annihilator, Ronan the Conqueror. One of my favorite weird roles. That if we're clicking on him, we can talk about it.
Let's do it. Let's just go.
So yeah, he was Ronan the Accuser in the Marvel movies, but there's a weird movie named by a director named Tarsem Singh, one of my favorite directors, and it's the movie called The Fall, and it is very weird. It is very beautiful. And Tarsem also did The Cell. And if you've seen either of those movies, there's like a very painterly style to the way he does his films, and I love The Fall. And Lee Pace is the lead in The Fall, which I don't think anybody watched, but I love it.
I think I did see that movie. It came out a long time ago, right? It was like
2006, according to the Wikipedia page.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah. I'm mousing over it and I can see the cover. I rented that DVD. Like absolutely, 100%.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He was also Thranduil in The Hobbit, Unexpected Journey, Desolation of Smaug, and The Battle of the Five Armies.
There you go.
And I see he was in the Twilight Saga as well, which I didn't even realize.
Look at that.
Those vampires, not kawaii.
No, but he was in it. So, Oh, he's in Lincoln? I didn't know that. In Lincoln, very kawaii, cute president.
Cute little president.
Oh, and he was in Wonder Falls. I totally forgot he was in Wonder Falls. Which was kind of the Brian Fuller show before Pushing Daisies. But he was the brother. I forgot about that.
I think Pushing Daisies is one of those treats that is just so magnificent. It was so perfect for the time, and I think it still holds up. I would have to revisit it to guarantee that, but I remember the joy and love of watching each episode, and Christian Chenoweth and the cases they would solve, and just how weird and quirky it was. Just absolutely lovely, truly.
And I really enjoyed Wonder Falls as well for that same type of reasons. It was a very different show, but it still had that same sort of magic to it, I felt. So
I've never seen Pushing Daisies. Never once.
You should check it out, man. It's like remember 6 Feet Under and how depressing and terrible and sad that was?
Yeah.
Like the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's the opposite of that. Yeah. It's a very and it wasn't on very long because it was too optimistic. So you can watch it very quickly.
Yeah.
So what I'm noticing on here, all of these things that we've mentioned are on this page, obviously the links to them. But there are a couple other things that I've noticed that might be a way to go. And the one that stands out to me the most, well, there are two actually. One is Captain Marvel, because I think that there's a little bit of crossover between these things. But the other one that I really like is Robot Chicken.
Okay. So the Seth Green stop motion cartoon.
Yeah.
Definitely more adult.
Yeah.
Definitely more, But animation, I feel like there's good overlap there.
I mean, Marmaduke is on this page too, so if you really want to get into...
I saw Marmaduke, but also Guardians of the Galaxy, Baby Groot. Adorable. Tiny and cute and fun. Baby Groot has that series on Disney Plus. If you have not watched, they are lovely little shorts. Very cute. Very
let me throw an option out there. So as you scroll down under the career section, there is a film section, and there is a picture there where Pace is promoting Guardians of the Galaxy at the 2013, and then here is the link, San Diego Comic-Con International. And Comic-Con is such a big pop culture thing. And also, like, if what we're trying to get to is Japan, I feel like there is Comic-Con is such a wide umbrella that is a possibility that's pregnant with options for us.
I like that too.
That's interesting. Yeah, that may be a better option. And the one of the reasons that I like it is that it isn't specifically like a show or something like that, which we've gone through a lot of, movies and shows and things like that before. So I wonder if that is a good one. Oh my gosh, his character in Pushing Daisies is linked on here.
Oh, Ned's got his own page.
Yeah.
Ned the Pie Maker. That is so cute.
That's interesting because he's cute, but not in that same way, right? Different.
No, definitely different. More of a simple kindness, more of a Mr. Rogers kind of cuteness.
Yeah. So I kind of like Comic-Con. I don't know. How do you feel, Dave?
Yeah. I know we came to this page for Pushing Daisies, but I do like Comic-Con, and I personally love Comic-Con. So I love the idea of finding something through that path. And I don't think we've ever been through Comic-Con.
Never, not once.
And this is an opportunity, and I love Comic-Con. I had the opportunity to go there in 2006. after I graduated from college, and I absolutely loved it. It was right before it exploded, and the lines were insane, and we saw so many things. It was a dream come true, and I could never go back ever because it's probably just like astronomical in terms of price and waiting in lines. So let's go together.
I love it.
Let's do it.
San Diego
Comic-Con International. Ba-ba-ba.
It's great. I love that under genre, it's multi-genre, as opposed to other Comic Cons, which are solely one genre.
Indeed. It is a comic book convention and nonprofit multi-genre entertainment event held annually in San Diego, California since 1970. It is older than all of us.
Yes, it is.
Good heavens.
It lists not only pop culture as a link, but anime and manga.
Wait, where is this? What?
Fourth paragraph down. Originally showcasing primarily comic books and science fiction.
Oh, anime and manga get us right into Japan.
Right there.
Yeah. Right. I like that. I like that a whole lot.
Well, let's be clear though. Not everything that's kawaii is Japanese, right?
Also true. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, this. I've only learned of this concept as of this podcast.
Me too.
I will say though that because it has a Japanese name, so there's this. The Dutch have this conception.
I was just going to bring that up.
Gezellig.
Oh no, I was going to bring up the concept of hygge.
Oh, I don't know hygge.
Oh my God, tell us about gezellig first. Yeah.
So gezellig, or gezelligheid, is the Dutch word for like just a cozy, warm, relaxed environment. Like everybody's sitting in beanbag chairs. You're a little high. You're having some mulled wine, and like it's a beautiful concept that I don't think has an American or English equivalent. And
that is 100% what I was going to bring up. I don't know if it's Swedish or what, but in the Frozen musical, and also in the concept of like that world, hygge is that idea of laying in like a comfy chair in front of a fire when it's snowing outside.
How is hygge spelled?
Hugge with like some crazy accents.
Okay.
All over.
Because gezellig and hygge are not totally unrelated, like linguistically. But it looks like, hygge is very much a Danish and Norwegian word versus gezellig, which is Dutch.
Okay, well, wow, there you go.
This is amazing that you've all figured this out.
I love hygge. It was honestly tied for second with what I was going to go to this week instead of kawaii.
That's fantastic.
Hygge, I mean, hygge's like nice. You're in the winter and it's snowing outside and you've got the heat on.
I googled it just to check it out, and gezelligheid is listed as a link on the hygge Wikipedia page.
Of course,
yes,
of course.
I love it. The connections there.
Here we go.
So I want to point out, I've been going down the page as you've all been talking, and one of the things that they have on this page is locations and dates, and there's a table which also includes the guests at Comic-Con. And I just want to point out some of the names that have just jumped out at me here, and there's so many amazing ones on here. But Ray Bradbury, Jack Kirby, DC Fontana, June Foray, Walter Koenig is on here, Charles M. Schultz, like Will Eisner. Like these are all people that were just at Comic-Con. Chuck Norris was there the same year as Will Eisner.
Douglas Adams was there in '83.
Nice.
Yeah. It's crazy the number of people that have been guests there, and the level at which, like, I feel like now the guests that are there are mostly actors and maybe producers or showrunners that are somewhat well known, but like the number of authors and just amazing like actual comic people that used to be there, it seems, which you don't hear as much about these days. I feel like when you hear about Comic-Con.
I mean, it feels very much like here's a place for Hollywood to promote its big blockbuster franchise,
like sci-fi and things like that, right? Like the sci-fi and fantasy and things like that. They're the ones that get the big.
Also, I would be remiss if I did not mention, talking about famous guests, the first guest at the first Comic-Con, Forrest J. Ackerman, one of my favorite directors of all time, pretty much invented science fiction.
Really?
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I've never heard of Forrest J.
question.
Ackerman before. Tell me about Forrest J. Ackerman.
so he took movies and he was just like, let's take science fiction, fantasy, and let's create a genre out of it. He started filming, I want to say like in the 20s, way early, super early movies. And then he made so many movies throughout his life. He was a writer, he was director, Famous Monsters, you ever heard of that? He was huge in that. He created like the Hugo. He helped invent that.
Okay.
Warren Publishing, the people did Tales from the Crypt. He started that. I mean,
Wow.
he's just like, yeah, he was just amazing. So he created Vampirella. He was like the pivotal man and the heart of science fiction in, I would say, the world of writing and film.
And
just
also,
an absolutely incredible person.
As it says when you mouse over him, a prominent advocate of the Esperanto language.
Oh,
That tracks.
So
that
he
feels
and
like it's a
Shatner-
nerdy sci-fi type deal.
yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, he was a guest with Mike Royer at the Mini-Con in March of 1970 that only had 60 to 75 people to raise money for the August Comic-Con that had 300. Where
And
he
you
was
see who
also a
attended?
guest with Ray Bradbury and
Yep.
Jack Kirby,
Yep.
Bob
Wow.
Stevens, A.E. Van Vogt. I can't believe that 300 people. That's just a small
Can you
amount
imagine?
of people.
Can you imagine being one of those 300 people to meet Ray
mean-
Bradbury and Jack Kirby in 1970?
That's nuts.
It's amazing.
Oh, that's
absolutely
nuts.
amazing.
But yeah, there are a lot of options on here. There are a lot of names of guests and obviously very famous people. And I'm thinking that one of them is going to be a real good into this if we
Yeah.
don't want to just go through, as you say, anime or manga or something along those lines.
I think the closest would be probably a voice actor or an artist that draws specifically, or the creator of Hello Kitty, if I was to know their name. Unfortunately, there are
no idea.
thousands of names.
Yeah, I have no idea. Who...
I don't think I could scan this list fast enough to find someone that was like, them 100%.
Yeah, I mean, the closest thing I saw was Charles M. Schultz, which is, obviously creator of Peanuts. Like,
Blockhead.
Is there a connection there, right? Like, is there some sort of way to get from the Peanuts comics? But it feels way too American to me to get to, even though, I know they're not all Japanese things that we're talking about. But...
Has Miyazaki ever been a guest?
I would have to assume Hayao Miyazaki.
If
we could find his name. Are they in alphabetical order? Oh, they are in each year.
In each one, yeah.
Yeah, they're in chronological order. There's Chuck Jones, Stan Lee, Sergio Aragonés, Mel Blanc. Come on, what a nerd fest!
Truly, I'm going back to Charles M. Schultz and Peanuts. I just realized earlier this week that little squiggle on Charlie Brown's head is not one hair. That is all of his hair.
That's all of his hair.
Coming to a point.
Yeah, that is amazing. I had always pictured it as a single hair.
It's just a bald child with one hair, and that also blew my mind because that is how I've always viewed him. As just a weird bald child.
I will say this: if you look down in the guest section for the 1980, there is Ryoichi Ikigami is listed there as well as Osamu Tezuka.
Tezuka.
Both of whom are presumably Japanese.
Astro Boy. I don't know if you read Astro Boy.
I've not. I'm not a big.
That's one of those. Guy. I mean, pretty much the father. I would say like the father of manga right there. But I don't think he's done a lot of. So yeah, that would get into a more specific manga rather than just manga overall.
I was going to point out Yoshitaka Amano is in 2018. And it says that he first came into prominence in the late 1960s working on an anime adaptation of Speed Racer.
Mm-hmm.
So...
His art, very beautiful, very detailed, very line heavy. So not cute, not like...
Not cute. All
Hawaii,
right.
Not big eyes, not Hello Kitty.
All right.
Not to say he may have worked on something that I'm not familiar with, but I've seen the body of his work, very painterly, very beautiful. A lot of Final Fantasy work, a lot of... our role-playing games. I want to say he did the covers for all the Final Fantasy, like Super Nintendo games.
Oh, okay.
So I think the less fun, but more likely to hit it is going to be either anime or manga. Either one.
Okay.
So either they're still still images or the cartoons and movies? What do we like? What do we prefer?
I mean,
they're both there.
Not having a tremendous grasp on this topic, I feel like anime is a broader, and maybe it's just my ignorant stereotype of anime as being like more like Pokemon, soft and fluffy, whereas manga I always think of as like a harder core nerd thing, like Full Metal Alchemist and things that are like ultra serious and heroic and not necessarily as soft and fluffy.
What's hilarious to me is you just mentioned two things that exist in both anime and manga.
Yeah, I have
started in manga.
I have no sense of where the boundaries lie between anime and manga.
It's usually, I mean, it's the same thing with American books, where it's just like, yeah, it's the movie based on the book.
Yeah,
but you already have the visual to go with it. Yeah, and constantly you're seeing cartoon movies being made now, with live action movies being made as genre, jumps and adaptations. But I think, yeah, the more accessible one, because you don't have to read Japanese, you just have to have subtitles, would be anime, I think.
All right.
The dubs and the subs.
So is that your suggestion then?
Is that okay?
Go to anime?
Is that all right?
All right, let's do it.
Where's the anime link?
It is in the fourth paragraph. It is, let me read the start of the sentence. Blah, blah, blah. Virtually all genres, including horror, Western animation, anime, comics, manga, toys, collectible card games, video games, blah, blah, blah.
There's a lot of places that it's linked, actually. So
there's a lot.
All right.
And top of this page, Osamu Tezuka. Characteristic art style.
I love it.
In the 1960s, he pretty much invented what written manga could look like. Yeah.
All right.
Many
so
genres.
So where do we think that we would see this on this page? Because there's a lot of stuff. This is a long page. This is a nice long one.
I'm gonna jump ahead down to genres, because there are a lot of options, and I'm gonna start reading through that.
Okay. Because there's mention here of every. I mean, I don't know anime very well, but I recognize names on this. Ghost in the Shell, Cowboy Bebop, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z. Like these are things that I've heard of, which means they have found their way into the popular culture in a serious way.
Indeed. Yeah, I don't know if you know this. Anime, very popular,
incredibly popular. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of things that are very popular that I don't know anything about and have never heard of, right? Because I'm way out of touch. The fact that I'm so far out of touch and have heard of these things, that means they're very prolific, very prolific.
Good intro would be like we mentioned earlier, Hayao Miyazaki, the movies of Studio Ghibli.
There is a link to Hayao Miyazaki I have found under characters,
and I have seen some Miyazaki. So
okay, I think if you like them, there are some outstanding science fiction movies. Say Perfect Blue is an outstanding horror movie. Just really spectacular. Everything. Tokyo Godfathers is a wonderful family movie. I could go on forever. I mean, like just as with our film genres, there are so many different genres of anime.
Yeah.
That you absolutely could find your new favorite in the movie field and just absolutely how gorgeous some of them are. The different art styles and drawing styles and colors and visualizations. Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, it's just world breaking. It's amazing.
So I'm gonna be a very ignorant American jackass right now, and I'm gonna just
that's my job.
I'm gonna say, I know. I'm just gonna take Jethro's position here, and I'm gonna say out loud. So one of the things that bugs the hell out of me, and this happens, I'm gonna relate this back to what we're talking about. I think you're gonna figure out how, and just very quickly. When I'm watching my television and something goes wrong with the streaming, so that the audio that I'm hearing is out of sync with the lips that are moving by, let's say, half a second or even less than that, it bugs the shit out of me. And I have to reset the TV and I have to make sure that it's fixed and that it matches, right? That bothers me a lot. So when I watch anime and what how the mouths are moving don't match up with the dubbing that has been done, it really bugs me. How do you, what would you say to an arrogant asshole like myself who is saying this type of thing? What is the way out of this?
The first thing I would say would be, as an adult, revisit Neverending Story.
Oh no!
Watch the
No!
puppet
No!
work
Thank you! No! No!
on
Thank
that.
you! No! I already
And
have.
look
Watch
at
that
how
horse drown again.
Those mouths do not match.
They do not match at all. No, not even close.
How they come out.
I
The
learned
puppet
that
work is
quick.
so bad.
Yes.
Yeah, if you ever revisit that, not only will you be traumatized by Atreyu and Artax dying,
Yes.
but also of Falcor. Holy shit! No, there's no way that you could say that the person running the puppet had any idea what Falcor was saying.
No, well, that's because it wasn't done in English.
Also true.
So that's why. I mean, that's
right. My second argument would be watch it subbed. So you will hear in the original voices by the original actors and actresses, and you can read alongside, and you can also hear their intonation. You can hear their accent. You can hear the way they hit on certain words. Yeah. There's also things that are untranslatable that you would not know. So dubbing sometimes provides a value of reading this doesn't make any sense in the words that are written at the bottom of the screen, the subtitles, but hearing a dub could provide more context around why a certain person is feeling a certain way, or they, providing more information around than that pure one-to-one English to Japanese to English translation.
I like that.
All that being said, watch it on mute if it bothers you that much.
And there you go.
Subtitles on, there
you go.
But that's just one of those things you just got to get over.
Right. You just have to find your way past it, like a mature person. I'm just not that. So that's the problem.
So good news, bad news.
What's your good news?
The good news is there is a link to Super Deformed on here under characters.
Okay.
If you look under characters, you hover over, as are the rules, as are allowed. It links to a page called Chibi, Chibi, and Chibi is another style, another anime style. They're usually very cute, kind of. If you've ever seen like people like their mouths like explode and they have like a tear, or like a explosion of energy, or they're very small and they have like small eyes, and small hands and small legs. That is Chibi. So it's like a super deformation. That is very close. That is very similar to the kawaii, but not kawaii. Also, Pokemon is on here. Many Pokemon are very kawaii.
Because kawaii, you would define it as like lovely, lovable, cute, or adorable, like the culture of cuteness in Japan. It can refer to items, humans, and non-humans that are charming, vulnerable, shy, and childlike. Is that how you would define that? I'm just curious.
Yes, it is. Is it on this page and I completely missed it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because as you pointed out earlier, Dave, we are now allowed to use the purple boxes at the bottom of the page. And there is indeed a purple box called Japan articles, which you open up. It
you
has
almost said Japan articles.
I almost said Japanese articles, and then I had to. But if you look down along the side there, it goes into society, goes to culture, and then there's a bunch of things. And one of the things under culture is kawaii.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Aww, look at it. It was on this page the whole time.
It was on there the whole time. So
not to be confused with Kauai County, Hawaii.
It does say that. Not to be confused.
Or Kauai.
Oh my good Lord. So there it is. We have found it. The concept of kawaii, lovely, lovable, cute, or adorable.
That is amazing.
The culture of cuteness.
I love it.
Yeah, it's adorable. Everything on here is adorable.
We did it.
Yay.
We did do it. Well, I mean, and I don't want to go too far into this because obviously we'll be leaving from here next week, which Dave, unfortunately, you won't be around for, but I know you will, Jethro, and so I don't want to give you too much information about it. But we should talk about how our guesses went.
Let's do that.
So let's do that. So traditionally, we would have Jethro go first, but Dave, I'm going to give you the opportunity to go first and tell us how you did.
I wrote down. You see that? I wrote down 5.
But 5. All right, that's darn close to 4, which is what our actual thing was. You were only off by 1. Jethro, how'd you do, buddy?
In deference to our good friend Dave Forman, who I appreciate and didn't want to upstage, I guess 6.
Aww,
6.
So that Dave could win.
Thank you for pulling that Post-it note from all the number Post-it notes that are on your desk.
You know what? Matt accuses me of the same damn thing. I'm tired of this injustice.
I felt that if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, and I said 5 also.
Aww,
look at that.
Company.
So there it is.
So the only conclusive thing is that I lost.
That is the conclusive thing here. Dave and I tie for the win. I'm the only one that needs to write down in the spreadsheet. But Dave, you are going to get to go home with a very lovely memory of doing the show with us.
Yay. It's so great. And I get to relive it from outside my body a second time. That is truly the gift.
Do you want to say hi to yourself?
Oh, hey, Dave. Hope this week's going well for you. Hope you're doing good. Really proud of you. Keep it up.
Yeah. And hey, you know what else we should say to everybody? Happy 4th of July. That's coming up in just a couple days here. So I hope everyone's celebrating in the way that they most enjoy.
Safely and responsibly.
That's the best I could say about it.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a blast and a half. Dave, we really appreciate you being on here for our 150th episode. And this amazing topic suggestion you gave us, which is so happy and light. I love it. I can't wait to try to get out of it next week. And to all the people that have been listening from the beginning, for both of you, I really appreciate it. We love you so much, and we hope that you continue to listen and that you like what you're hearing. Oh no, it's over. Never mind. I was going to tell you to go vote for us. Well, actually, if we got our nomination on Best of PGH, go to our link tree, and we'll have a link there where you can vote for us for Best Podcast in Pittsburgh. The nominating period is happening right now as we record this, but it'll be over by the time this is released. So, but if we made it, you have a chance to actually vote for us now. So go check it out. Check out our link tree for that actual link. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Jethro, you got anything? Got any messages for the
Nothing.
people?
Other than our enduring love, and thank you for listening. We greatly appreciate it. As much as it is fun for us to get online and to chat and to shoot the breeze and go on these journeys, it's lovely to think that there are people out there who are listening to this and having a good time. And if you are one of those people, shoot us an email, send us a review, let us know, so that we're not just shouting into the terrible, godless void of the universe and never hearing anything back.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
And support the Patreon, man. You can listen to some.
But that is, honestly, that is secondary.
Webs.
That is secondary.
But
I
to
appreciate
listen to the early episodes.
I
it's
appreciate
so
your
cool.
plug, Dave.
Of
But
course.
the human connection is more valuable than the money.
That's
True.
That's why I love you guys. That's why I love this show and everything it stands for. This is to 150 more, gentlemen. I raise my drunkard's walk glass to both of you. May
Cheers.
May we all meet at the end of that lovely road. At the end of that drunkard's walk. August.